Hey, what's up, everyone? It is Knock and Zach from West Coast Pop, and tonight we're doing something special for Friday night. We are breaking down Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 250 wrestlers, women's edition of 2024. And I think Knock and I both agree, great spot for Toni Storm at number one. How you doing, Knock?
I'm good, man. We're definitely going to talk about it. There's so many wrestlers that deserve their shine, deserve their moment. I'm glad Toni Storm, who was looking like she might be finishing up a few years ago, being burnt out, has found her pot of gold, and she put the work in for it.
That she did. So here's the deal. You know how it goes. We want to hear your opinions out there. So if you're not watching live, if you're too busy watching SmackDown Rampage, or if you're just too excited and you're watching this later on and you're watching 3 hour SmackDown and Raw in January, leave comments. We want to know where you put these women of 2024. We'll break down the metrics of how they are measured into these rankings, and then we'll go through the entire list, 250 women. We'll go page by page right here. So make sure you leave comments and let us know where you would rank everyone.
Yes, sir. Everyone jump in, man. Can't wait to see you guys and your opinions.
All right, this is Pro Wrestling Illustrated's 250 women's wrestlers of 2024. This is the magazine. They have a great deal right now. If you pay $10, you get the digital issue and 8 more for the rest of the year. So you're either paying $8 for this paper edition, or you get a bunch more editions throughout the year and you get to enjoy it too. So pretty cool stuff here. Just let you zoom on through and get into it. Let's just go to it. And if you get the digital edition, here you got the table of contents, but we're going right to this, the list. This is it.
Yes, sir. And before we get into Toni Storm, she got a big shout out from her co-worker, Mercedes Monet, on the Monet mag. I want to give Toni Storm a standing ovation. To see Toni Storm on the cover of PWI was incredible. She's been killing it these past couple of years, transforming into this incredible character. I'm not afraid to admit, before I even signed with AEW, the main reason I watched Dynamite every single week was largely to Toni.
Nice. Well said. I mean, that's it. It's one of the main reasons I tuned in last year.
I'm so glad she's getting her flowers now, man. This is very good. I mean, she's been the main star of the division, not even just that division, the world division, this past couple of years, so a year and a half.
Yeah. And really, one of the best storylines of the year, top 4 or 5, whatever you want to include in there. Judgment Day with Liv and Rhea, Punk and McIntyre, Hangman and Swerve. There might be 1 or 2 other ones in there, but this one right here, it was just great beginning, great execution, and a great ending.
It was, man. She put the work in. She was there, almost every week, every pay-per-view, segments, everything. She was just the post conferences. I mean, this was really incredible, man. This is really incredible.
Those are really good. That's a good point. Those post conferences. Let's break down the criteria here. Blah 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 blah. Evaluation period October 1st, 2023 to September 30th of 2024. In-ring achievement, influence, technical ability, competition, activity. This one's a weird one. Minimum 10 singles, non-tag matches total. So that explains maybe Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I mean, again, she just had to take a back seat this year, and it's a shame to see that. But hopefully next year's a big year. And I'm going to say this, too. This was Act 1 of the Toni Storm Timeless era. Wait till Australia when we get to Act 2.
Yeah, that's going to be big. And the sequel is always bigger than the original, so let's hope it is. Let's get into the list. Of course, Toni Storm, number 1. There you can see the rankings. Her path to number 1. Last year, she was number 12, and you can go down the line there.
Yeah. So, yeah, shout out to Toni Storm again. I think she is the longest reigning AEW Women's Champion. In a division that had so many changes and so many people come in, she stayed at the top. I mean, I can't wait for that Mercedes match. We have so many opportunities for her going forward, and she's not burnt out, man. There's still more story to tell. This is recognition deserved.
Yeah. I'm very happy for this. You can go down the list here, the top 5 moments, and honestly, they're whatever your top 5s is, because you look at the people who do this. These are kind of opinionated, but the big ones, the moments with Mariah May, the championship win, the championship loss, and all that stuff. So, Cole Money, how you doing? Let us know your thoughts on where everyone placed. And I got to give a big shout out to Jordynne Grace too.
Yeah.
2 companies, 1 title, 1 contract, making a huge splash in women's wrestling this year.
I've mentioned this before, and you guys know I'm the biggest TNA fan. No one can outdo me when it comes to TNA history. So you guys don't got to understand the difficulty of getting your name in with the greats of TNA. Like, for the longest, they got back on track with this new version of TNA these last, 7-8 years. and the recognition was never being given. Jordynne
Yeah.
broke so many barriers, and she is on the list of the Mount Rushmore of all-time TNA Knockout champions. She's forced her way in there, and she deserves it.
Yeah, she's outstanding. And of course, you can see the ranks in there last year, number 10, and her highest spot in 2022, number 6. Man, love Jordynne Grace.
And she had a great
Rhea
match.
Ripley.
Where were we at? Prestige earlier this year.
That's right, Prestige. You can catch her on the Indies too if you look around.
Sir.
All right, coming in at number 3 and 4, who we got now?
Rhea Ripley. This is my brutality. This is a good spot for her. I mean, she's been in arguably the best storyline and most prominent storyline on Raw the last 2 years. This Judgment Day turn has been incredible, and now we're getting kind of her second act with now Dom and Liv trying to torment her.
Yeah, again, another great storyline going through, and there's the injury in there too, so that kind of explains the placement on number 3. So.
And then number 4 here, we'll go to the land of Japan with Maika. 5 years pro, I want us to focus on being the most impressive thing here. In 5 years, she's already top 5, and that is really, really incredible. She jumped up ranks from her last year's rank was 71.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she's constantly been battling, and this is really cool to see. I'm not too sure what happened in 2022. She might have had an injury, but that's the only year she wasn't on this list. So top 5 is an incredible one for Stardom's big star.
Yeah, it's nice getting all these non-American names on here too, which would cover a lot of. But man, here some definitely now are going to be known for American, whether they're here for a cup of coffee or not. Stephanie Vaquer, I can't say the name right. I know everyone in NXT says it wrong, so I don't know which is the right way. But number 5, what a great year on the Indies, going through all these different companies, and now she's on NXT.
It's another one I got to see live. Obviously, me and Eric got to see her in New Japan, her first match against Mercedes, which got her some big fame. Did we see her? No, we didn't see her in Los Angeles. But she's been incredible. And this is someone who was denied by WWE a few years ago. Now she's built herself up to take on the spot and in a big position.
Yep. The Mercedes match had to have had something to do with it for sure.
Yeah.
Great match. And Saree, former NXT Saree, number 6 right here. Always great matches. You catch the highlights on there, but everyone's tweeting these out, posting these on social because they're outstanding.
Yeah, top 10 is a great spot for her. I'm glad she got to, rebrand her name after they fumbled her in NXT. But again, another classic several matches she's been having. She's one of the hardest hitters I've seen. I think when we were doing the West Coast Pop 5, she had some highlights in there. Cold-blooded. Saree is the real deal.
Yeah, she is. Bayley and Willow, you got thoughts on the placement of these two? Some of these are the end of the top 10 here are going to be a little polarizing from what people posted.
Yeah, I bet. This is a good spot for Bayley. I think she has all the talent in the world to be like number 1. 1 through 10 is fine. Even though she won the title this year at Mania, it still feels like they weren't getting behind her and pushing her into that spotlight. I felt like her storyline was always dragging behind creatively. No fault of her own, as opposed to the other women champions. So yeah, I feel like she has to fight and claw to get to the spot she's in. Yeah.
Nice jump though from 41 last year. I bet she'd be number 6 or 7 if Paramore played her intro. But Willow Nightingale number 8.
How do you not get that for? I know that they're scheduling things, but we could have let them know in advance. Hey, listen, we've been wanting to do this for years.
Yeah, hopefully this year. Willow, we're both huge fans of Willow, so number 8.
Yeah. I think it's the highest spot she's ever been in. Willow, again, she had the Mercedes rub last year, and I think she was put in a spot where she had to be incredible. And for someone to be new in that position, she knocked it out the park. She always delivered. I think my favorite match obviously was the Statlander match at All Out, but every step of the way, she felt like the champion. I know her reign with TBS title was short, but she did everything she could to make it memorable.
100%. If you want to go back and try to find some of her matches from Rampage, those are great build-ups with Chris Statlander.
Yeah, and shout out to my fellow New Yorker.
There you go. All right, 9 and 10. This rounds out the top 10. Your thoughts on Mariah May being so high up? Last year, number 95. Excuse me, 2023, 95.
I think it's well-deserved. She came into the company with, pretty much, I think, pinpoint accurate storytelling. Everything was definitely slowly built, and they didn't miss a step. And as great as Toni Storm was, Mariah May was a big jolt in that storyline to keep them going. So she played her part. She won it one of the biggest shows of all time, Wembley Stadium, and she's a champ.
Damn right. Doesn't matter how many movies you were in. If you're the best supporting actor, you get the Oscar.
Exactly. And she's still young in the business, 5 years pro. Still waiting for that big celebration she's supposed to have. I don't know how long we're gonna drag that out. But shout out to Mariah May, man.
Hell yeah. And Athena, knock your thoughts on Athena being number 10 and maybe not higher up?
This is a women's wrestler that could easily be number one. As much as I loved what Toni Storm did, Athena carried an entire brand on her back with, I hate to say it, but not enough support. Like I felt like the marketing, the getting the word out there on some of this was slightly lacking. But no fault to her own again. She was incredible, bro. We saw her in the Ronda matches. So that was great. We got to see her really become her own. I think this is the character she sees herself as. So it's really good to see her finally get that shine. Now bring her to Dynamite.
100%. It's almost to a point now where she should just drop the title, or it should be like, hey, I'm right next door. I run the schoolyard. Toni needs to do something with it. Last year, number 6, going down to number 10. It's obviously because it's behind a paywall.
Yeah, I think, it's been time. I don't know what we're waiting for. She's definitely a team player. Every time they have a big show, I see her like tweeting it out from like her couch or whatever she is. And like, it's time for her to be on that show.
Damn right. All right. Hopefully next year, that's the top 10. Let us know your thoughts on the top 10. We're going to run through the rest of this pretty quick. So if you got comments, get them in. And of course, if you're not watching live, hit us up here. So Roxanne Perez at number 11. I think that's fine because I think like she just had an in and out year. It wasn't like full on matches.
I felt her first run with the belt. She was ready. I felt like wrestling wise she was ready, but there was something missing. And I wasn't sure how well she would translate to being a heel, but she's been killing it. This run since like what? Mania to now has been incredible. All the list of matches have been great.
Yep. And another great run, Liv Morgan, who's finally becoming the big, huge superstar, who they're putting on like all the advertisements and everything else at number 12.
Yeah, I mean, Liv is definitely like, I feel like started from the bottom, grinded to get to this position, and I feel like she's in a great position with the storylines, and I feel like she has a long runway for her career in WWE.
Yep. Io Sky kind of was champion, held a damage control together when Bayley was going apart, and I think it's a decent spot for number 13. Just some of these matches, some of these people don't have no championship matches, I think, for the rankings.
Yeah, I think so. I think, again, they kind of dropped the ball with Io Sky. She is one of the best in the world. And I think her match with her dream match, Utami Hayashishita, has wanted to fight Io for the longest time, and Io had left WWE before Utami got to Stardom. So this match is like her like childhood dream. She's going against Jordynne. So, and they both killed it, and that was like, I think, my favorite match of Io's in a long time.
Nice. Hell yeah. Number 14, 15, 16. I mean, we've seen Masha, seen Mina on TV, not too familiar with Maya. So any thoughts on those three?
We're going to get this right because the icon of Stardom, Uatani Mayu, who got a documentary on her. That's how good she's been popping. She had a crazy match with Saree. She beat Stephanie Vaquer. Obviously, I think, what was her match? She's the one who pinned Mercedes for the IWGP Women's World Championship. So she's like the Tanahashi for Stardom. She's Sting. She's everything for that brand. She's like the flag bearer. So shout out to her. I think this is a good spot. I would love to see her cross over a little more, like coming to AEW or get some more American shine. I think she definitely has earned it.
Oh yeah. Noob, how you doing? Hope you're having a good night. We're running down the list, so let us know if there's anyone you think should be higher or lower. And then, of course, we got Becky Lynch at number 17 as she, quote-unquote, retired and now a free agent.
That's pretty far, but I mean, is there like a reason like her name's in red? Like, what was that?
So she's up there in the picture. Anyone with a highlighted name is also in the picture.
I get that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Becky. She's transformed herself into like a real like star for the company. Crossover talent is there. She's great. I mean, obviously New York Times bestseller. I do real quick want to touch on not Mina Shikara. Shout out to Mina Shikara. She's been great since she come to AEW. She hit AEW like crack. But Masha Slamovich, she's getting her TNA Women's World Knockouts Championship match at Bound for Glory against Jordynne Grace. I think this will be her match to finally win the belt. This might be Jordynne Grace's send-off. We might see her at the Rumble. So I just wanted to mention that.
Wow. That's big. I like it. Mayu Watanabe at number 18.
Again, this is so we have like 3 major women's companies in Japan, Stardom being one of them. TJPW, I think that's where like people like Rio have come from in AEW, people like that. And they have a cool thing. I think this is TJPW. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's like one where you have your showcases, you have your matches, and you kind of graduate and you can move on to other things. So TJPW is really cool. Shout out to Mayu Watanabe, who's been killing it. Her moves are impressive. So I just want to give her that shout out.
Nice. Are you familiar with Maya Yamashita as well?
Of course, man. This is the one you've definitely seen her, Zach. You know, Malachi Aleister Black, his move. She pretty much does it way better. Her kick is incredible. The highlights have been everywhere. I'll show you a clip if you haven't. Mayu Yamashita. She's been training with Natalia as well in her dungeon. You might have seen her a few times there. Nice. She's been around.
Hell yeah. All right, Lyra Valkyrie at number 20 up on the main roster now, put in a lot of work at NXT in the beginning of this year, especially Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Really good stuff from Lyra. She was one that kind of had to grow on me for a bit. I didn't know too much of her before, like some of her big matches, but definitely solid spot.
Yeah. Let's just get to Julia, and then I'm going to run down the rest of this page on the right here pretty quick and get your thoughts on them.
Okay. Julia. I think she'll be taking over NXT pretty soon. She has everything. The entrance I love. Now we just get her. We got to line some people up for her to have those big breakout moments. I think Roxanne was a great first match, or not first match, but first big match. The tag match coming up is gonna be great. And I think at some point you got to run back Stephanie Vaquer because they've already wrestled before. I think that style they both can really shine in.
I agree. I once she gets a hold of like how to handle where the cameras are and everything, it's just gonna be like Finn Balor. She's gonna look cinematic.
Yeah.
22. We have Nia Jax, 23, Danny Luna, and Kenzie Page at 24, Riho at 25, Julia Hart. Oh wow, Julia Hart at number 26. 27. Sorry, Anayu. Am I saying that correct?
Let me see here. This one I'm actually not too familiar with, but she's another TJPW champion. She was number 9 last year. I feel like I've seen her before, but I don't know too much for matches. Before we get there, I want to point out that Rio is not the Rio we know from AEW. That's a different Rio.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, if you have any matches from her, let us know in the comments so we can check them out.
And then Kenzie Page, I want to see more of her because I know she's been doing really well, but I haven't been able to see too much of her.
Okay. Nia Jax had a great year. This is like the Nia Jax that she's supposed to be.
This is the best year she's had of her career.
Was it Tam Nakano, Kalani Jordan, and Naomi rounding out the top 30?
This is a great spot for Kalani, man. I mean, she's still young, and to get this high, top 30 is really good. Tom Nakano, incredible. We've seen her at Forbidden Door, at Supercard of Honor. I want to see her more in some big spots, but she's had some very solid matches, match of the year contenders over the past few years.
Yeah.
I just want to touch on real quick Hassan Terrell. NXT Level Up is starting now, and Reba Happy Place series is on tomorrow. Funny enough, I have a friend that I was in chorus with from high school who's on The Voice right now, and she got picked by Reba.
Shout out to
my hometown.
Hell yeah. Cole Money let us know some matches with it too. Yeah, that's funny. I might actually be checking that out this weekend, so good to know.
Yeah.
Naomi had a great year too, proving herself in TNA and on the Indies, so that's that shows where she belongs at 30.
It does, man. I mean, we got to see the true Naomi. I loved how they gave her creative freedom to do her entrance the way she wanted, to do her attire. I feel like she's been able to do what she kind of wanted, but had strings behind it. I remember the incident in particular where she wanted to glow her belt. You know how much money they would have made off of that? And they fined her and took, and then she lost the belt. When she got it, she lost the belt the next night to Natalia. I was so furious.
Surprised they didn't have Brock Lesnar beat her in 4 seconds.
But shout out to Naomi. Shout out to Julia Hart. I know she's hurt right now, but that run was nice, and she has one of my favorite entrances in wrestling.
Yeah, it's cool. She came into that character big time, and she's on the new advertisements for WB, so she might be back soon. All right, let's look at the page on the left here, 31 through 40. Anyone that really stands out to you? This is where Bianca comes in at 34. Deanna's on there as well, and a whole bunch more.
Before I get to Bianca, because it's obvious she's way further down than she should be.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. Well, I'm not shocked. I feel like, and I hate to say it, but Deonna Purrazzo, who was like the queen of TNA before Jordynne Grace took over and she left to go to AEW.
Yep.
She was incredible, and she still is. But I feel like they kind of dropped the ball a little bit and hit the brakes on her booking this past year.
It's just vignettes on Rampage. I don't see the big point of Deanna right now, and then we'll get to her tag or her cohort, who is I think way down on the list.
Yeah, because I mean, again, that's another one. Taya, both of those came in hot with title matches, great promos, and then we didn't really see them again. They got stuck on Rampage and whatever other show, and it's a shame because there's so many great matches we could have with them.
I agree. There's so many more that are coming up with Chris Statlander. I think this is a good spot for Chris Statlander because they've been flip-flopping her gimmick a little bit too much this year, but she's had great matches, and they're mainly just with Willow. So hopefully they're going to get her right now. But that's a good spot for her. But I like Tiffany Stratton. I really do. Bianca Belair should be at worst case scenario 31 then.
Yeah, I mean, I like Tiffany. Don't get me wrong. I like Billy. Don't get me wrong. But Billy's behind a paywall. I haven't feel like we've gotten to be too exposed to her. And Tiffany's still like coming up. There's no way you can put her over Bianca. I think Bianca carried her in a few of those matches. And not to say she's not bad, but she's still learning.
Right, and that's the same with Billy Stark. So those two, you got let's put Bianca like above those two at least. They're still learning. They're great, but they're still learning.
I think Chris, like they really fumbled her booking. If you're gonna turn her heel, change her song, like play it out. Let us see it. She got a big match. I know she got hurt, but she can't just disappear like that. We could have did something. I mean, the way she was coming off with that match, I kind of looked at her as like the women's division version of Adam Hangman Page, just coming off like going crazy, and I thought that would have been a cool run.
Yeah. Hopefully they build something up with her. Her and Deanna, they just need something built because we know they're fantastic, especially because of what Deanna did in TNA. 41 through 50. Anyone really stand out there? Starts off with Megan Bayne, who supposedly is going to be all elite soon. But a lot of people in there now.
So people might not know this, but Megan Bayne allegedly was signed since like the COVID days, like 2020 pandemic. She had a few matches there. I know she got hurt. Not too sure when the conversations happened, but she was supposed to be one of the big signings when like Mariah came in, when Deanna came in, Mercedes. She's supposed to be one of those big ones. I don't know what's going on with her contract. I don't even know where you put her on the show because she's great. She's huge, and she'll bring a powerhouse feel to the division. But they haven't really proven to me that they can handle powerhouses right now.
Right. Especially with the men. But another powerhouse that's up at 44. This one caused some stir online. Jade Cargill at 44. People think this is a little bit higher placed than what she should be. Basically, also because of the criteria to rank. It's a lot of tag matches.
Definitely a lot of tag matches. I mean, they're really, I don't know if they're really trying to be safe and protect her for a long time, but I think it's times like they were talking about all the squash matches in AEW. Don't get me wrong, she's been improving, but we got to get her some singles matches too.
We definitely have to. We need to see something from her, and I hope they have an arsenal of moves that she hasn't shown on TV yet, so she can come out as a singles wrestler and be more impressive than kind
exactly.
Of
there's stuff she can do, man. She has the look, the crossover appeal. Just let her like put her in that position. Alex Windsor, the Mrs. Ospreay, longest reigning Rev Pro undisputed British Women's Champion. Great year. She's had some AEW Rampage matches, but I want to see more of her. She brings a nice British style, a little bit strong style, if you will. I think she hits pretty hard, but she's a solid wrestler on her own merit. I would
add. Then Shayna Baszler, another one who know we can do whatever the hell she wants to do in the ring if she's given the green light. It's just now she's into that faction.
Yeah, I thought Triple H would handle her a lot better. I thought we'd get the NXT Shayna, the Elimination Chamber Shayna, but we're just kind of not really getting her those matches. I mean, her best match this year was at Bloodsport. I believe, who mentioned it? Cole Money. So yeah. Did she have two matches? I forget. Was it two or one match at Bloodsport?
Two, I think. Or she showed up at two for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Megan Bayne. Didn't get signed to AEW. Not yet, maybe.
I mean, you can't really believe these reporters, I guess.
Yeah. And then Hassan, no Rampage tonight. We're going to save ourselves, but you got any Rampage news, well, feel free to throw it in there. But tonight we're going to run through this magazine. And if you do have Rampage, especially with some women's matches, chime in the chats and let us know what's going on.
Hassan, you can be our NXT Level Up and Rampage sideline reporter. Yes. Give us the updates, man. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah. Zexies we've seen kind of float around all over the place. Anything you want to see from her in the next year that could help her kind of raise her stock?
Just keep bringing her over to AEW. I mean, we had Atlantis Jr. have a nice run in Ring of Honor, even though we don't get to see too much. I think she can have that type of run also. I mean, build her up. Like I would love to see them do a show in Mexico. I think you can have a nice show over there. Arena Mexico is right there. The CMLL partnership. So build some guys up, man. And
Hell
please
yeah.
stop fumbling, my boy Roosh and some of these other Mexican wrestlers. Where's Thunder Rosa?
We'll see.
Also, real quick, if anyone knows,
yeah.
sorry about that, Zach. If
You're
anyone
right.
knows who Chihiro Hashimoto is, I'm not too familiar with her matches. Definitely love to be recommended something.
Okay. All right, number 51 starts off with Red Velvet. We're just doing the page on the left. So anyone stand out on here? Queen Aminata, isn't she on Rampage tonight?
She is. I think she had her match with Mercedes, I think, on Dynamite. I don't know if she's back on Rampage to get like her win back from someone else, but she's one I thought could be a little higher. I mean, Red Velvet makes sense. She is the first ever, or not first ever, but she beat Billy Starks for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. So shout out to Red Velvet for that. I think she's another one, man. She had her return from injury and has been improving so much from the first time we've seen her on TV. And we got to get off that payroll, man. Paywall.
Yeah, we do, big time. Viva Van, we missed out on seeing her at one of the indie events.
Yes.
But seen enough clips on her online that we got really excited about seeing her.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought her up, man. She was definitely amazing.
Yeah. So keep an eye out for her. She could probably be all elite pretty soon. But Queen Aminata, I think she's doing smaller programs to get into the main title picture, which is what I thought TK was going to start doing more of. So I'm glad he's doing it now. He did it with Sky Blue.
Yeah.
So he has it in him. So
funny enough, the two best friends are side by side in Sky Blue and Queen Aminata. I believe Sky Blue would have been top 40 if she didn't get hurt. I think she had the resume. I thought she was greatly improving. And then Queen Aminata, I think next year she'll be top 20. I'll put it out there right now.
Okay. The non-binary nightmare, Max the Impaler, depends on who you talk to. All over the indies. I see clips of her every week. Them every week, and it's beast mode 100% of the time.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Noob watches NWA, but I'm pretty sure Max the Impaler won both the women's and men's TV championships. First to ever do it. I thought we could put some more shine on that, and I felt like that was the biggest last thing I heard in a while from NWA.
Yeah. Let us know if you're watching. If Max is on there. Burt Vixen we talked about, and AZM. That's another one we see on Rampage and that we've seen on Collision here and there. Yeah, it's just matches but no storylines.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give a shout out to we saw Burt Vixen at Prestige as well. Great matches there, and then I gotta tell you, man, that Mercedes called her AZM and she was enraged. They don't have the U's, so it's a Zumi, and she's one. I thought she would have been crossed over here.
Hey, there's your Thunder Rosa at number 65.
Way too low on the list. Thunder Rosa, for not really being given spotlight. I don't know if she got the CM Punk treatment on Collision. She's a follower of us on Twitter and Instagram. But shout out to Thunder Rosa, get her like in some more matches, man. She came over hot from NWA for a reason.
Yes. And she's coming to NXT this week, I do believe. Delta, number 70.
Oh, Delta. Oh, okay. Oh, got it.
So I'm not familiar with Delta. If anyone's out there is familiar with Delta, let us know because she's coming to NXT.
She's another one I'm not too familiar with, but I'm very curious to see. It's like she came out of nowhere, so I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. Kyle O'Reilly is going to be fighting Bayley's ex-boyfriend, Aaron Solo. That's right. I forgot they dated.
I did not know he was still there. They never use him.
Nah.
No, they were more than that. I think they were like about to be married.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Tony's the first LGBT to be number 1. Yes, indeed, Cole Money. And Delta's going to crush everyone.
I think Utami Hayashishita is way too high. She's one of the best in the world. I think she was close to 1 a few years ago.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's move on up to number 71, Unagi Sayayaki. And we go all the way to number 80. Anyone on this page really stand out?
There's some people I want to know. Like if you might know Saree, I've seen like 1 or 2 of her matches, really solid. I need to know about Unagi Sayaka, and then Rhea Grace being above Asuka. I know Asuka's injured, but damn.
It was a big injury for Asuka this year. I think New might actually have the numbers for us, possibly. But it was a big injury year for Asuka.
Oh, Noob says it was a bad look at NWA. I thought that was being celebrated. I could be wrong. I don't keep up too much, but I thought that was I thought they did right. I don't know.
There's downright. Okay.
Oh, is he saying
All
Delta
right.
Day? Okay. I see what you're saying.
Delta be on NXT, and then yeah, we'll see if Natalia's in the 250, but she has to be, right?
Bozilla is another one. I think Natalia. She has.
Yeah,
to be.
we'll find her.
But
We'll find her.
She trades like half of these people on his list.
No. Natalia Markova.
Okay. She might trade some people too. But Bozilla is one from Germany. She's been getting a lot of fame, great matches, and she's in Marigold, so her next stop might be WWE or NXT.
Okay. Again, a lot of names on here that I'm personally not too familiar with. Knock has mentioned a couple that he wants to see matches from. So you got comments, leave them in the comments and let us know how we can check these performers out.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
81 Knock, it is your girl. It is your problem solver. Your new NWOite, Marina Shafir at 81. Explain this to me, Knock.
I'd make her champion in the next coming year. I've been waiting for them to get the booking right for her. I've been waiting for her to catch up to be really taken serious. She stuck with it. She got a lot of hate online for years following the NXT run, and she stuck with it. And I'm glad to see her here in the spot with Moxley, who handpicked her to be in this group. He's wanted to work with her on screen for so long. They train together, and he knows how much of a beast she is.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna get our hopefully a more like Jason Bourne-esque version of China, because even how she's doing the moves is a little more quicker, more Jason Bourne-ish, which
Marina's legit. She's gonna be crazy.
All right. I'll ride on the bandwagon with you, and we'll see where it goes, Knock.
Yes, sir. Also, and the people in the chat, let me know how my sound is coming in. I've been having those mic issues, but let me know how it's coming.
All right, let's get into this one that we've seen. Sandra Moon. We saw her at Prestige. She's all around the indies. I do believe she's I think she actually has a fight tonight or this weekend, but we've seen her, I think, twice now. Very crazy to see some of these indie people on here on this list. So that's kind of cool as well, as you see a lot of people from other organizations that you are familiar with. But yeah, shout out to Sandra Moon, who's busting her ass on the indies.
Yeah. That's why, like, as bad as some of these journalists are, like, I like lists like this to be able to put spotlight and get people more known.
Asking Charlotte Flair with injuries. Yep. Charlotte's training, so who knows?
Yeah, Charlotte's came at a bad spot.
Yeah. All right. Love the friendship in the chat. Anyone else in the top 90 here? Jada Parker rounding it out there, who's had a phenomenal year. And OTM, take note. This is how you make your mark in the wrestling industry. She's shown personality. OTM are basically Grand Theft Auto characters.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Jada Parker being here. Again, she's been crossing over, getting a lot of spotlight on her. So let's see how much she grows.
Yep. All right, Miss Parker running out number 90, and at 91, Alexa Lee going all the way over to number 100. There she is, the boat Natalia.
Okay. That's a Natalia, I thought. I just want to say real quick, I do believe Jada Parker will be the next NXT North American champion.
Wow, okay, I like it.
But good to see Natalia. Like I said before, Natalia has trained half this list, if not more.
That's true. You got Lola Vice at number 95. She's doing some really good work in NXT, and she's very believable.
Yeah. Shout out to Lola Vice. Anna Jay on here coming for Stardom tour.
Yeah. Yeah, she's improving too. And Giselle Shaw, who is big in TNA right now.
She actually just left. I want to see where she pops up
she?
next. Yeah, she finished up her dates.
Shit, okay.
Yeah. I told you guys, I'm a TNA historian here. Come on now.
Then why is everyone leaving, Knock? Jonathan Gresham might be leaving too.
Hey, because his wife is going to NXT.
Buy 2 houses. Number 101, Steph DeLander. She is an indie goddess. Man, we saw her with Matt Cardona. Fantastic. She hates you too, by the way, Knock.
They were definitely the highlight of that GCW show we saw, and it was the opening match.
It was.
So,
and she seemed like a main event player.
Yeah, shout out to her, man. She actually had a really bad injury recently. She spoke about it on TNA. I don't know how long she's going to be out, but it was pretty significant.
Yeah. I don't know what Matt Cardona does here to find people who know how to not only wrestle, but do the characters as well. But her and Chelsea Green are two of my favorites to watch.
Really seriously, man. I like that Matt Cardona's doing it his own way. He didn't try to copy the Cody way or anyone else that's done it in Indies. I'm glad he's doing it his way, and it works. I just read here. I'm reading it now. I knew Steph Lander had a bad injury. I forgot it was a neck injury. So, oh my goodness, that's gonna be tough. But hopefully, come back strong.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Jamie Hayter with her Becky Lynch hair. I'll say with her that 70s show hair.
Yeah. That 70s show hair, the Daphne look. Jamie's definitely came back to get her fashion on.
Yep, we'll find her somewhere on the list too, because maybe I don't know. She might not came back in time to hit it. But Sol Ruka at 107, man, is she just? Ooh, she's comfortable in front of the camera, and the moveset. She's doing the RKOs out of nowhere with her moves.
If they come out with a TNA X Division Women's Championship, I think she should win it. I know she's David's side, but I want to see her in Ultimate X.
Yes. Hell yeah. And shout out to Nyla Rose, who, if you don't follow her online, follow her on Twitter or wherever she is. She's fucking hilarious.
She's hilarious. They actually had her on commentary recently. I forget what show it was, but I mean, I don't mind putting people out there on commentary when they have that entertaining like that.
Yes, and honestly, get rid of the native beast thing and just let her be her.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a little gimmick change.
Yeah, I'd take it. All right. Are you familiar with you at 111?
111? You or me?
You.
I thought you was going to do it.
Who's on first?
Me?
Huh?
I don't know the rest, man. I don't want to keep it going. I know Zach is the comedian here. I fumbled, man. I would have failed that class. But
no, you're all right.
I don't know who you is. I really don't.
All right. If anyone has any recommendations, let us know. But there's our girl, Chelsea Green, who had a phenomenal match with Mishin, who we'll see later on the list here. The dumpster match. She's so good. Honestly, you could book her into a main event slot at WrestleMania, in my opinion, against the right opponent.
I believe so too, man. She's one of those people like when I trained at New Japan Pro Wrestling and Rocky Romero told me, you know, you want to be able to fit on any part of the card. That's what makes you valuable. You see Miz kind of do that. You see Rocky Romero do that. See a lot of people have that spot. Chelsea Green is that glue. She can fit anywhere in the card, and it's believable.
Yeah, 100%. Anyone else on here in the first page on the left? You get Serena Deeb right below her.
Yeah, shout out Serena Deeb, man. Again, someone who came back hot, but then kind of dropped the ball on her. I feel like the booking's been where she at. Also, I want to point this out before I forget. I'm scrolling down the list here, and I'm not seeing Mia Yim. Where the heck is Mia Yim? She's another person I think is the glue who takes crazy spots. That could be anywhere on the card.
She's on here. She's under Mishin.
I haven't seen her yet. This is way too low.
We'll get up higher. I saw her when I was paging through this,
okay. And I want to point it out because I'm a fight. I'm a fight here. Listen, right. Zach, Mia Yim when she debuted in TNA one night only against Tara or Victoria, if you will. She was like, I was like, damn, who is this? She's like a female AJ Styles. She's out here killing it. I know she's had some injuries and setbacks in her career, but she was able to adapt and change her style and still go strong. Her career could have been over years ago, but she's been resilient and she deserves more than this on the main card.
100%.
Shouts TNA wrestling.
Always drink every time Knox says TNA, and we love Stephanie Vaquer on NXT as well. Who else we got on here on the left? I think that's pretty much it. If you know anyone else on the left, let us know.
You guys can let me know. I'm not too sure about too many of these people. I know Dream Girl Ellie. I think we've seen her recently. Zeta Steel we saw.
Yeah,
a lot of solid people on this list.
Yeah, our Sexy Star 2, saw her in a clip or something we watched kind of recent, like last month. Yeah, and that's it. Going through 130. A lot of people we don't know. So if you know them, leave comments and hit us up here.
Yeah, let us know, because I mean, at this point, I want to see how much wrestling you guys be watching. I want to see how many people you know.
All right. Kira Chimera at number 131. All the way to Trish Adora. That's your girl at number 140, Knock.
Still not getting the shine I thought she deserves. She's in the what do you call it? The faction with some boy's name. Carly Bravo and Sean Dean. Is that his name?
I think so, yeah.
I like the infantry, man. I thought they had a great showing when they were finally got a shot on AEW television, and then we don't see them again.
Yeah.
I would have had them win the Ring of Honor tag titles.
Yeah.
Something.
Exactly. Who else is on here? There you go. Taya Valkyrie at number 137. She really isn't doing much besides spots on Rampage or possibly Collision.
She's way too low on this list. I mean, when I saw her at Double or Nothing against Jade, she absolutely killed it, man. A great entrance, great showing. And then again, we stopped booking her.
Yeah, that's all TK's fault. That's 100% TK's fault because this woman can play to the back of the house. She knows how to make a match big. She's fantastic.
Yeah. Zach's been saying that for a while, and Zach is the comedian here, so he would know. Real quick, Zach, Hassan wants if you can make the zoom on the magazine a little bigger.
I can do this. That is as big as I can get because if I go zoom, then I cannot turn pages.
Okay. Thank you, Hassan. And Hassan, if you have any matches from Nightblade, let me know. I don't know too much about her.
Oh, yeah. All right. Who we got on the right here? Tatum Paxley. Oh, let me just talk about number 139. Blair Davenport. She got married this year. She's gone through a physical transformation as well, more in shape. She seems more focused too with her character. She's someone who doesn't play well on TV, but once you keep seeing her enough, she's so good. She's so good.
Definitely agree, man. Definitely agree. There's another person coming out I think deserves to be a little higher.
Are they on the right?
We're top right. Layla Hirsch, the Russian Dynamite. Listen, if you guys watch Ring of Honor, she had probably the best match of her career against Diamante. It was a hardcore match. They were going crazy, and they didn't get the shine. I thought she was next up. I don't know if she's hurt right now or what they're going on, but she deserves to have these matches.
At number 141, Tatum Paxley. I think that's a decent spot for her. She went through a little bit of a character change on NXT, and she's still figuring that out with the new faction. And what was the other one I want to talk about? Izzy Dame. Love Izzy Dame.
Yep.
Oh, no, wait. No, Izzy Dame. That's Bayley's Izzy, right?
No, I think it's somebody else, I think.
Okay. Okay. 149.
Yeah, I believe that's somebody else.
Okay. Ooh, okay. I'm not a fan of Izzy.
Let me check. Yeah, I think this is somebody else. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. No, she's on NXT. She wrestled
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
I think she's with Braun Breaker.
All right.
I think people, yeah.
Oh, Braun. Okay.
But shout out to Izzy. Who else we got here? Fallon Henley at 152. Oh yeah, shout out to Tiffany Nieves. I haven't seen any of her matches, but she's been pretty popular these past year.
Noob, do you think Tiffany Nieves has a good spot? Let us know. You are the NWA guy. Hassan likes Sophia Reed too. More love for Tiffany and Layla Hirsch love from Hassan as well. All right. Anyone else here in the top 150, or should we hit up the next one?
I think we hit the top. Keep going because I see the dead girl Abaddon at 153. Another one who I think has been working her ass off. Just needs a little more spotlight.
Yeah, a lot of work on the indies too. So if you want to find her in some matches, indies for a lot of these wrestlers. So just look up their names, find them on social media, and check out their bookings. Diamante, who you just talked about right there, and 151. Let's you think
151.
Excuse me, 155. I'm sorry, 155. 155. Tessa Blanchard.
I'm gonna try to be as objective as I can here.
Okay.
I don't know too much about Tessa right now or her matches, and I think she's in CMLL. She's wrestled on the card with some AEW wrestlers. Listen, she could go. She was an incredible wrestler. The whole fault she had was her character, but in the ring, she was one of the best. So, not mad at it, but yeah, she has to do a lot of rebuilding of her character to really try to be back in the spotlight.
Okay. Anyone else on here that really stands out to you, especially on the page on the right here as we go through 170 with just a lot more people that I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah, not too many. I just want to shout out to Noobs, Natalia Markova. 164, man. Let us know what you think about that.
Oh, there she is.
If she's too low, the Russian crush, if you will, let us know. And some matches people can check out because I believe you think she should be higher. And she had a great match against NWA. So we'll see how that goes. Zach, my friend, this has been a good list.
It has been. Hold on a second. I went to
I thought you'd wrap it up there.
hold on. This is what happens when I try to zoom.
Technical difficulties.
Don't worry. Anyone in the chat want to talk about anyone? Go right ahead. I'm almost back to where we were.
You're almost back. I have it up here. Finally, I found. So this is crazy. They put a lot of friends together. We've seen Sky Blue and Queen Aminata at 173 and 174. We have another two best friends. Maybe not best friends, but really cool friends. Mia Yim at 173 and Allison Kay. The Pinkies up at 174. Both TNA Knockouts champions. This is way too low on the list for both of them.
All right, so your girl's there at 173 remission. So I agree, she had a really great year. But again, this is I don't know the metrics of all these people that I'm not familiar with, so I can't really argue it.
Yeah, I mean, she hasn't been really booked the strongest.
Okay, but Allison Kay is one to watch too. So yes, another one we got in here, Tegan Knox, who has the injury bug left and right, and then Kira Hogan at 179. And yeah, that's kind of the page on the left.
Yeah, I mean, Kira Hogan was building up a lot of momentum for herself. Then it kind of fell off. So it's a shame to see that. Another former TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champion.
Yep. Tasha Steelz at 181.
I don't know if she's been battling like an injury or anything, but she hasn't really been in the spotlight too much in TNA yet.
Okay. Anyone else on the page on the right? A lot of more people that I'm not too familiar with.
Not seeing too many others. I mean, we're getting real deep in the list right now. Oh, 182, J-Rod. She trained with Rikishi over at the Knox Pro. Shout out to her. We've seen her a few times, not wrestling, but she was on her grind, handing out merch during like the Prestige show. So let's see how she can build herself up.
Nice. All right, 191 to 200. Lady Frost rounds it out. Someone who TK has the potential to do something with, but kind of stops and starts with her as well. As a huge fan of Glacier as he is, I thought he'd push the hell out of her.
I thought so too. I mean, she was given like a nice spot, but then we know when she's coming out, she's losing. So I just want to like get her some nice storylines, get some writing done. 184 Maya World, real quick, had another big year, really moving it up. She's another person to watch out for the Indies.
Okay. This one I'm going to say just from watching NXT, 194 Thea Hale. I thought she should be way higher up than 194. She had a hell of a year, character-wise, match-wise, just all around.
I completely agree.
Rachel Ellering, another one that TK could be pushing, but she's on the cusp. So I'm not mad at 199. There she is.
That's exactly who I was looking for. She's one of the. I feel like she has the potential to be a nice big baby face. She has that like trustworthy face, you know, and I think he just got to use her, man.
Yeah,
it's tough being a baby face in today's day.
It is. I mean, Cody is doing a fantastic job. He's getting cheered in other countries, and he's like Homelander. All right. Haley J, probably one of the only WoW members I've seen on here so far. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I missed over someone, but hit me up in the chat.
I haven't seen anybody.
Haley J, man. Yeah, I thought someone on there would be, but first WoW person that we noticed, and she's been all over the indies under different names in WoW. So hopefully we see more of her. There were rumors that she's going to be signed by AEW.
Or actually, technically, Tessa was there too, but we're not going to skip that.
Oh, yeah, well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll see where she goes. I'm not too sure if this is the one I heard like a bad rep about, so maybe that's why she's still high on the list or why she hasn't signed anywhere. But
yeah,
I mean, we'll see.
She has that thing going around about her, so we'll see.
Shout out to Aja Kong, 214, going this 30 years plus.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Shout out to
That's
Aja.
a good spot for her. Who else we got here? Zaya Backside, or excuse me, Brookside. God damn it. I did not mean to say that. Anyways. All right. Wendy Chu at 221. Again, she just came back, so we get that placement.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, I think so.
Jasmine Allure at 228. Got to see her wrestle a few times. Definitely someone to keep an eye out on.
You know what we got here? Rounding out, this is going to be the last two pages of the 250. If you find anyone on here that we're not talking about, please speak up and leave a comment.
Have you seen any of Katie Arquette?
No.
Okay. Let me know if you guys seen any of her. Any relation?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Then Lainey Luck, we've seen her on AEW a few times, Ring of Honor. Still hasn't, I don't think, got a big win, but she's still killing it. 238. I want to talk about this. When I went to Santino Bros, I got trained by a guy, Eli Everfly, and one of his things was his girlfriend, maybe wife soon, or maybe wife now actually, Delilah Doom. I didn't get to train with her, but she's been killing it. She was like racking up the LA South or SoCal awards for wrestling. So shout out to Delilah Doom in 238.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, she's on WoW now too.
Oh yeah, well, super. If you catch WoW, they kind of reformatted a little bit, and they do things a little differently. Some for the better, some for the worse. But I do like their entrance ramp a lot better. But it's the new location knock in LA.
Yeah, there's a few people I still know, but I haven't seen too much about, like 248, Alexis Littlefoot. I've heard the name, but I haven't really seen too much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. As we get down here, that is it. That is the list of the 250 on here, and I'm running out of people I'm familiar with.
I got one more for you. Jazzy Yang, who I've seen wrestle one time in a clip, daughter of Jimmy Yang. Maybe that's what I saw. The triple threat against Mayu Yamashita and Danny Jordan. We'll see if she can build up her name. I think she's very young, so we'll see.
All right. That is the list. Knock. I'm just gonna. If you want to talk about anything, I'm just gonna run through the last thing as I page through this. Feel free to talk about whatever. There's just another list at the end that they usually do in each magazine.
Okay.
I just want to cover.
Yeah, I mean, you guys out here jumping on for this stream. Definitely check out. We're working on the Eddie Murphy movies and comic specials tier list. Keep an eye out for that because there's gonna be a lot of excitement. It's gonna be very fun. I have a lot of opinions and memories for Eddie Murphy movies. I know Zach does. So definitely jump in with your thoughts.
Yeah, definitely get those ready. And this is the last bit on here. It's just their annual thing that they do each magazine. Who's at the top of each division or each show? Heavyweight for the men: Cody Rhodes, Bryan Danielson, Gunther, Nick Nemeth, Naito, Mystico, Kojima, Kiyo. I'm so bad with names. There's 8, 9, and 10. Women, you got Jordynne Grace, Mariah May, Mercedes, Liv, Nia, Nakano, Perez, and 9, 10. Excuse me, 8, 9, and 10 there too.
Yeah, really good list this year.
Yeah. This is it. So if you want to check them out, you can buy the regular editions for about $7 or $8 in paper, or you can get their special that I did. It was $8 for $10 for like 8 or 9 issues. So check it out. Pro Wrestling Illustrated's fucking 250 women wrestlers knock. This has been quite a year for wrestling for women again, and it's just going to grow even more and more with every company and every indie promotion out there. So shout out to every woman out there doing some wrestling on there. We know it's a little bit tougher than it is.
Yeah, shout out to the Timeless one, and then shout out to Mercedes. We know she's gonna come on her revenge tour next year and be on the list. Mercedes and possibly
I think so. All right, Harley Cameron. That's another one who hasn't made those. That's funny she wasn't down there.
Yeah, I mean, she might have came in a little too late.
That's true. I will look at the end of the way roster probably next week. Noob, do not worry about that. I will hit it up. It is in my list. All right. Time for Peacock movie. Time for us to bid you adieu. You know the drill. Hit the thumbs up, sub if you haven't, and keep leaving comments. If you leave a comment like 2 hours from now because you think of something, we'll comment back. We always do.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.
Peace out, y'all.